Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back the thing up. Over here on the channel, man. Our body count today, man, stabbed roommate to death over a video game.
I swear. I promise you. If you gotta take my life over a video game, you can have it. I don't.
You know how many people who have that over a video game?
I know.
That is something that's true, though.
You said what?
I said that's something that truly happens, though.
Obviously.
No, I'm saying like it's not like it happens more often than you think.
Right. I'm just saying. I promise you, it's never that serious that you gotta take my life.
It's not. I think what it is, people be heated in the moment. Well, I don't know about this situation.
Well, let's just get into it.
Reason why I was gonna bring up one situation, but I ain't gonna do it. Make sure y'all check out the links in the description box
down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
look at it with a thumbs up.
You could tell it's an older video because of the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? That's an iPhone with a home button. Now we know that ain't been a thing in a while, right? So I'm gonna give.
Sorry.
I'm gonna give about 2015, 2016. Cause they came out with the iPhone X, 2016, 2017?
I don't know.
2017?
I don't know.
I feel like, I don't know, around that time. All right, let's check it out, yo.
This is Christopher Swalwell, and he loves playing Mario. Sometimes he will play with his roommate, David.
Mario, see.
However, this time Chris played with David, he wouldn't walk out of there alive.
I kind of like you too, man.
Because this very game would be the reason David would stab Christopher over 40 times.
David would stab Christopher?
David stabbed Christopher.
Just...
How many times? Hold on.
The reason David would stab Christopher over 40 times. Just hours after this recording.
I made $1 million. Yeah. Just get motherfucker piece of shit.
You just said I kind of like you too.
Okay.
Bro, what the
y'all be so unstable.
Bro, I know we ain't killing over Mario.
Mario.
Hey. Bro, not Super Mario, bro.
$1 million. Yeah. Just get motherfucker piece of shit. And I'm dying too, so I don't give a
Wow.
Away from. Please. And I said, I'm not your president.
Huh? That's weird.
After David committed his horrifying murder, he would call 911 himself, explaining to police what exactly just happened. David wasn't trying to hide the facts that he committed the murder, but rather claimed that it was done in self-defense. After all, what happened between the initial fight and Christopher's death is unknown. Police would quickly rush to the scene, but nothing could prepare them for what they were about to see.
Yeah, copy. We don't see him. We're going to go in. We can get into the building. Hold up. What apartment again? Police department?
Yes, sir.
Sad, bro.
Are you the one?
Police department.
Cut? Yes,
What's going on? You're cut?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who else is here right now?
Dying in the bathroom in there.
Who is?
His name is Chris, as far as I know.
Okay. Ames 93.
He put his hands on me. Oh, yeah. It's just my best friend on the phone.
Where you just had someone answer the door here at the apartment.
I just needed a witness.
Okay. Do you have any knives on you right now?
No, sir.
That's not a witness because you call
Or
somebody
is he talking about witness as far as the police arriving there?
I thought he was saying he says my best friend on the phone. I just needed a witness.
I said that's what I'm saying. I'm saying a witness to the police showing up on the scene and how everything. You get what I'm attesting to?
Sure.
I'm saying not necessarily a witness to the crime.
Yeah.
But I do want to, like, what degree is he talking about? He need a...
And what made
I'm so sorry. You said what?
and what made you say that it's self-defense, or he put, like, what happened? Like, I mean, I know we're gonna find out.
He just needed an excuse.
I need all the details.
I just needed a witness.
Okay. Do you have any knives on you right now?
No, sir.
All right.
No.
Can you make sure you're clear, okay?
Yes, sir. Please.
Who else is in the apartment with you besides Chris?
Besides the guy dying on the bathroom floor, no one.
Okay. All right.
There's this guy.
That's so disrespectful.
We need to check the bathroom. We have somebody bleeding in the bathroom. Get him detained, please. All right, come on. Watch your step. Police department.
Which bathroom is he in?
He's right here. I got him on the floor. Police department. Chris? Chris, can you hear me?
On the floor, police would find a bloodied Christopher with large gash wounds on every visible part of his body. Most horrifying of all was that Chris was on his last breath when officers walked in, even managing to make subtle body movements. However, within seconds of the officer speaking with Christopher, he would pass away.
Chris. Oh my God.
Police department.
Chris, stay still for me. Yep, I'm with him. Chris, I need you to stay still for me. Chris, can you tell me your name? Can you talk to me at all, Chris? It's all facial. Can't. Facial in head, yeah.
In my face, bro.
Don't move.
What's all that look out there?
I don't know what it's from.
It's got a guy last year from the top of his head. Yeah, I'll get him out of here. What do you want? There's a giant scalp. He's a scalp. That's one.
Okay. You just have the one with the name.
Yep. I'm here, Jared.
What's your name?
After they saw the sheer brutality caused by David, officers would rush to detain him before he had even the slightest of chance.
All them stab wounds to the head is not self-defense. There's no way you self-defense by stabbing someone in the head that many damn times.
To cause damage to anyone on the scene.
All right.
Stay still, walk for me.
Watch your step.
So, let me go ahead and say goodbye to you.
Which bathroom is he in?
He's right here. Got him on the floor.
Let me
Drop your phone. Strap it or put it in your pocket.
try to say goodbye.
He's got blood on him too.
Yes, my foot.
Should I already said goodbye as soon as you caught up on.
What makes this footage so terrifying is that David doesn't even seem to be emotionally fazed by the whole situation. He just mercilessly killed his best friend.
It ain't his best friend. He said my best friend on the phone.
Facts. And then the way that you are saying, as far as I know, Chris, that's his
Well,
name.
that
You
ain't
act
his
like
best
he
friend.
a stranger to you.
But no, I'm saying Chris ain't his best friend. But
Yeah,
I wonder how they in his apartment together. I wonder is this from the like what's that body cam we seen?
Kind of like the other one.
Is that the one we? Or what's that? That was yesterday.
yesterday.
Oh man, there's so many body cam. The one yesterday when they was in the house.
If it's something like that, or
yeah.
or is it just like, hey, it was one person, I needed a roommate, moved in. I don't know.
Or that people do that is. But I would try to get to know my roommate in any circumstance.
Yeah.
Like at least you know what I'm saying a little bit.
I mean, y'all play video games together. You think y'all would have like?
Or unless they just moved in together.
Unless that, yeah, we'll see.
Because he said I kind of like you too.
True, he did.
He did say that in the beginning. And if that's his, so just narrator, just you don't tell your best friend I kind of like you too. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, it's kind of already.
We'll see.
Yet he acts like nothing happened at all. Regardless, officers had a breathless body feet away from them, and with David now detained, all hands went on deck to get Christopher to the hospital as fast as possible.
On your count, Aaron. Hospital.
You guys got good count? Wait, who's got the other leg? I got his.
Who's got his left leg?
Jared got both legs, yep. 1, 2, 3. Just go straight down the stairs.
Okay. Keep your hand down. Keep your hand down.
You're right, buddy.
All right. Keep there.
Oh, he's alert and responsive.
Go.
Stairs. On down.
He's coded.
You okay? No, keep your hand down. Keep your hand down there. You're okay.
Go right. Ready? Come on, top.
The officers did everything they could to get Christopher the help he needed, but it was far too late. The damage David dealt was so severe that even if medics had been on the scene immediately after the attack, he still would have died. With the intensity of the situation now slowing, detectives had one question that had to be answered. What could have possibly led David to kill his best friend in such a brutal fashion? Something devastating must have happened, or so they thought. Because the more they talked to David, the more obvious it became that this murder was about as evil and ruthless as they could have ever imagined.
I do kind of want to find out from you what's going on.
Put his hands on my throat. You see the red mark?
The red net. Okay. Do you guys both live here together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you and
I
Chris?
just moved in Saturday.
Okay.
He thought I was going to be his prison bit.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Sean?
And I figured.
Is this one of...
And I figured it twice. I ain't speak on the other one, but I figured, I was like, y'all just had to move in together or whatever. And then I was like, because when he said, I kind of like you too. That ain't killing somebody just because he probably put his hands around his, like this, and tried to kiss him. Because he probably read.
Hot?
My hand's hot.
Yeah.
But he probably was thinking, you know what I'm saying? He picking up on the whatever wrong. And he like, I don't know how he swing or whatever, but that's crazy, bro.
What's your first name, sir? How do you spell your first name?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Couldn't help but laugh.
I just want to make... I know. Is it S-E-A or is it S-H?
Thank you. It is.
S-H?
Yes.
A. Okay, got it. Do you need... Can I grab your phone for you?
Sir, it didn't release.
I know. I got to fix that, okay? So hold on a minute here.
Oh, my God.
Give me a second, okay? All right. I would like to take you down to the PD to talk a little bit more where it's quieter. So I'm going to grab your cell phone. Do you want your keys?
Please.
You want SIGs to go with you too?
Please.
Is that cool?
6 months and phone.
So all that. I tell you what.
And if you wouldn't mind, lock the door. And my little girl behind this.
The fact that David asks to lock the door makes this whole case even more strange. It seems like David actually thinks his murder was justified. That even if Christopher put his hands around his neck, stabbing him over 40 times with a machete was the right way to handle the situation.
All right, Sean, my man, we got to get your foot checked out too.
What's going on?
Yeah. We're going to go...
Did I do something wrong or?
We're going to go to the police department, so come on along.
Lily, you stay here, baby.
Yep. We'll make sure everybody's taken care of here, okay?
Officers would transport David to their station for their one and only formal interview with him. And as expected, he would continue to show absolutely no mercy for his crime.
My name is Matt Duncan. I'm a detective here at the police department. I understand you probably need some stitches. I'd like to talk to you about what happened. Of course. And I'll leave that completely up to you, whether you'd like to go get your stitches, then talk to me, or whether you want to talk to me now.
Okay, I'm going to leave it and over it.
No.
So let's just get it over with.
But no, it's completely...
No, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, we know. Jared, well, we can have him step out.
To add to the array of sadistic character traits, David would ask for Officer Brakins to leave the room, who happened to be the only black officer on scene that night.
Right.
The police report would state that David had called Brakins multiple racial slurs and made racist jokes towards him just minutes after the murder had taken place.
Tonight, at some of the Seaton fan, or not a Seaton fan,
Hustling fan.
floor fan, or fan, picked it up off the base and hit it inside the head with it. And then put the base in my neck and tried to choke me out. And when I got up, I collected this. I know what I did tonight, gentlemen, but the mother put his hands on my throat and I defended myself.
Before I ask you any questions, you are here in counsel.
Is that still bothering you?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
The left one.
Left one still?
Yes, yes, really?
Okay, hold on.
Then, damn, question here across my head.
Which one?
The left one.
Left one still?
It's really.
Okay, hold on.
You want to put a second set in there? Can you?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's get a second set in there so it gets you a little more.
Just give me a minute here, okay?
David would demand his cuffs to be readjusted in order to continue the conversation. They would comply and move his handcuffs to the front of his body. But right when the conversation picked back up, David would start to show his true emotions.
There's one gentleman by the name of Todd.
Oh, I want to see. It just hit me. I wonder, has he been in prison before? But because he does give me, I've been through this before. What about you?
Possibly.
Because even to mention, he was trying to make me his prison bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, only people
Or
use that terminology is former.
Has Chris previously been locked up?
No, I'm talking about from his verbiage and everything.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I'm wondering, has Chris been locked up? And he was like, we ain't in prison. I ain't about to be your little prison. I don't know.
Because also with this apartment, right? I wonder, is it like a halfway house apartment? When they transition out, they have to, you know what I'm saying, sometimes in those situations. So I wonder if it's one of those situations.
I wonder as well.
True emotions.
There's one gentleman by the name of Todd that, in fact, I don't know his last name, by the way. The second night I was there, Sunday night, Chris ran up on him. And I'm not going to do that type of one because I know what would happen to me. But you know what?
All due respect.
No, I mean, he ran up on me like, get the out of my face, screaming at me, get the because we had to go to the store because I wanted to get some groceries and so just bringing in, you know, my share. And I called Tom and I said, would you mind watching my little girlfriend with my box? Yeah. I'm worried about her, by the way.
We're taking care of her. We got an officer out there that's with Lily, so.
Do not put her down, please.
They're taking care of her.
She's my solution.
Okay.
No, I beg you.
Okay.
I retired last year because of the cystoma on my back. I didn't have the heart to. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
No, sir. No, sir, you don't. I lost my wife, my mother, and all three of my dogs all within 3 months of 2008. My next door neighbor walked that box over to me in one hand and said, "You need a friend." And I said, "I do." So I certified her and trained her myself.
Awesome.
And she's in that apartment, but after the stomas appeared, I didn't have the heart to make her work. So I officially retired last year. She turns 12, Valentine's Day next year.
While this has nothing to do with Christopher, it shows that David does have some carrying bones in his body. More importantly, now that he's in an emotional state, the detective wants to capitalize on this and try to get to the true reason why David murdered Christopher so brutally.
You see what he did? Or tried to do.
So how did you find the apartment?
He advertised online. I found it on, if I'm not mistaken, Marketplace.
On Facebook Marketplace?
Yes, sir.
And where'd you move from, sir?
I'm sorry. I'm worried about my little girl.
I understand.
She's all I have. I lost my wife after she passed. This fucker, who was a friend of mine, actually. I just want your two perspectives. I want to see the look on your face when I'm about to tell you what was asked of me. When I told him about losing my wife, he said, "What was the worst part?" I see it, Eddie. You're puzzled by it. I said, "The worst part of what? Losing my wife? You mean other than losing my wife?" The worst part was the last 9 months. Just watching her wither and die, and she was not able to even respond. And my best friend was the one that brought that home to me. 43 years I've known this woman. She's the one that brought it all home to me about 6 years ago. We were talking on the phone, and I said, love you, good night. And hung up, and she called me back and said, God damn it, I'm still talking. What are you hanging up on me about? I said, what? Then I said,
Y'all over here being sympathetic of this motherfucker. He trying to control the narrative, bro. Trying to control the whole situation. Man, you gotta be like, hey, we need to stay on course and try to figure out what the fuck happened tonight. Mm-hmm. That's what we're here for. Like, my condolences to you. You lost your wife, but you killed the man tonight. And yeah. And him asking what's the worst part. I know it might sound insensitive, but he might be an individual who has never went through that experience before. So he's like, what's the worst part of losing someone? Someone who doesn't know might have those questions. I don't know. I didn't look at it as like it's the worst question of all time.
I guess he was looking at it like it's a common sense answer. What's the worst part of losing someone? Losing someone. Like, it's like a no-brainer, but I don't know.
But I guess he meant like the process, or like, was it when it first happened? It could have been a plethora of things.
Was it watching them go through it, or was it the actual losing? Like, I don't know if that's what. But
or is it trying to live life without them?
Yeah, the aftermath.
But also, Chris might be an individual who might not have common sense. He might be someone who has a mental, so he might not. We can't put everybody on the same understanding level of life.
She said that she didn't say goodbye, and it just don't. Just sit there. Yeah, you did, you know. Mm-hmm. I never got to tell my wife goodbye. Because those last 8, 9 months, she was unable to respond. I didn't even realize I was doing it. But to this day, when I talk to you on the phone, I'm not going to say goodbye to you. I know what I did tonight, gentlemen, but I was attacked. And I'm not comfortable.
It seems like David simply lost everything besides his dog. His wife, his mother, and his dog's passing. He felt like he had nothing left to lose. David used Christopher attacking him as fuel to take his anger out on the world. However, despite him willingly pouring his heart out to the detectives, he still feels the need to hold up on his self-defense claims. Fortunately, the detective has some tricks to try and whittle this claim down. He'd first start by getting a recollection of events that led to the murder.
Now, how can I help you?
So, tonight, like, let's, go back to like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
All right. Can you just kind of walk me through everything that led up to this?
I can. About 3, 4 o'clock was about the time that he had come out. He has
come out of his room?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, he had an Xbox out in the living room as well as in the bedroom, and my PlayStation 4 had just grabbed it out. My thing went running, so I couldn't use my PlayStation, and I said, do you mind if I use your Xbox? Well, no, I said, to an account. He needs my credit card information for Xbox.
Well, yeah, so you buy your game.
I'm just trying to play your console, dude. I don't want to buy shit. Well, it's just $1 to get you registered. Okay. He needs all my previous addresses and all this. I'm thinking, what the f*** are you doing, dude? I just want to play your console. Is this a recurring charge? I asked. Yes, $1 every month. It was worth on the file. About 3 minutes later, I got an email. You can pull it up on my phone. It's right there.
All right. Okay.
$15.99 a month recurring. The mother.
He signed up for the trial, and then.
Yes, sir. Shotgun knocked on his door. And you got to say, I'm sleeping, he says. Really? 5 minutes after you just walk out of the room? Okay. I do have a plan. I'm sleeping, strangely, I'm going to say. That's when I came missing in with the fan and all that. Okay.
So was the fan in his room?
Yes, sir.
And he came out of the room?
The fan's still in his room. A couple of pieces. Because he was part of it to try to choke me out.
So he...
The base on it was when he pressed it against my throat. And his 300 fat sat on my chest.
According to David, once he confronted Christopher about the additional $14 worth of charges, he seemingly burst through his door and attempted to choke him out. Obviously, this seems extremely uncalled for and far-fetched, so the detective would try to debunk this as much as possible.
So after you flipped him off, what happened next?
Fair smart.
I know you are.
I flip him over on his back.
Okay.
I jump up. He'll take off running. He throws something. I don't know. It hit me in the back of the head, so I would assume either the stem and the base, the fan and the stem, or the base itself that he was trying to choke me out with, something that hit me in the back of the head. Okay. I ran to my room because he had already put his head. I knew what I was going for. Okay. And I went and died.
And that's considered premeditated, right? If I flee, because now I can put a barrier between us, which is the door, and I can call 911 for help, right? Because he had his phone.
You went in and got a weapon, came.
And he said, I knew what I was going for.
Yeah.
So you premeditated at that moment. Because we always talk about that. Premeditation it can be determined by like 5 seconds of thought. You know what I'm saying? That little inkling of thought that I'm going to do this.
Because people always kind of think like, oh, it's just like planned out thing that's been planned out for days or weeks or months. And that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
What was that?
It's kukri. You know what that is?
Is that... No, I was thinking a karambit with it. So no, I don't think I know what style of blade that is.
It's a short machete with a thick curved blade. Okay. Shaped like a banana.
You got that from your room?
Yes, sir.
And
out of its sheath. Because I slept with it the last 3 nights. Because the first night he came back.
This is David's first major slip-up. He clearly states that he managed to get to his room without Christopher attacking him, yet proceeded to grab his machete and approach him to attack. If he truly wanted to safely de-escalate the situation, he could have easily shut his door and called 911. David had no intentions of de-escalating, but rather to kill. And what he says next would prove this even further.
And then did he come into your room, or did you go back out of your room and...
No, I came back out of my room and met him in the hallway as he was heading to my room. I met him halfway. Okay. That's why you saw the blood.
I saw the blood.
There's blood from the hallway all the way.
So you guys kind of met in the middle between the rooms there.
And then I shoved him back in the bathroom and said, "You're going to die. That's what you fucked me on my throat." I'm already
That's self-defense, sir.
from this tube in my hand. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not going to let him put his hands on my throat and try to attack me. Not without a fight.
So you shoved him into the bathroom? And you...
I didn't shove him. I split his goddamn skull. And he fell in there. Because he was running away from me. Please, please, please.
There you go. As he running away from him. Now you got time to stop. Because now he's no longer a threat.
And I said, "I'm not your prisoner."
This was the nail in the coffin for
you
David.
going to prison
His
today,
efforts to
bitch.
claim self-defense were meaningless after what he just admitted.
You want to keep talking to prison? You want to keep talking to prison? You want to try to punk me out or something? Is that your game? I'm not your prisoner.
So, where was the first blow that you landed?
Towards the end of the hallway, just as you come from my bedroom to the kitchen / living.
I was in the apartment, so
Yes, sir.
not at his room door, but
No, sir, not at that
As you're
door.
coming in.
Remember that hallway where I went
Yeah.
down to my room?
Yeah.
Okay, where that hallway ends, at the beginning of the kitchen / living room area, those blood drops.
Yeah, that's where all the
there.
blood was in
That's
there.
where they first got shit.
And where did that land on his body? Remember?
First one, I recall, it would be the right hand side of his right.
His right hand side.
and he was facing.
Right.
He was facing away from you when you. You said he was
No,
recruiting.
he was looking right at
Oh,
us.
okay.
And it was in your right hand or your left hand? The
The
blade.
blade
Yeah.
was in my right hand.
Okay. So if I had a blade in my right hand and it hit the right side of his face,
Yes, right.
it was a cross,
Yes, sir.
kind of like
Gotcha.
that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So one was here. Was there a second one?
No, there was 3 or 4.
3 or 4? Were they all the same motion to the same side of the body, or
I couldn't tell you.
after that first one?
After that first one, I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you.
Okay. At any time, did you feel like you had a chance to separate and get away from him?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
You understand.
What he's done, down,
Or that when you
out for the count kind of thing?
or when you came out of your room and he saw you had a blade.
Oh no, he was still trying to fight.
Okay.
He
And
didn't go down until I had Zilko on the phone when they arrived. Because I called her. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to jail." She said, "Oh, goddamn, I'm going to do it. You gentlemen have been in tussles. Do you stop until they're done?" No. I just kept swinging and swinging.
and he kept moving backwards.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Look, I'm just telling you. I kept going until he was done.
And you said you picked up part of the fan at some point?
I picked up the fan. Yes,
Because that was still somewhere close.
It's all over the bedroom, bathroom. Yeah, there's
Yeah, gotcha.
pieces of it everywhere. You saw it.
I saw it, yeah.
What'd you do with the blade?
You want to answer that one? You know where.
I know where it's at. I was sitting on the dining room table.
I left it.
On the
You know
dining room
where
table?
it
He had it on the table.
Was anyone else, was Todd at the apartment when that happened?
He was. Matter of fact, I went back and knocked on his door and I said, "Todd, I may or may not have just get that motherfucker piece of shit."
So somebody else was in
He started shaking.
He wasn't inside. He went, but it sounds like he was in, he went to his room. I mean, his apartment. He said, because I went and knocked on his door. It's only a 2-bedroom apartment. So it sounds like Todd might be a neighbor. That's my understanding. I might be incorrect. I don't know.
But you're going to jail.
And it should be first-degree murder.
Should be.
Quivering. I needed some alcohol and took off. When was the last time I saw Todd?
And that was before we got there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you had moved here from Bryan, you said?
Yes, sir.
And Bryan's in Arkansas?
Brian. Arkansas, yes, sir.
And I guess, do you have family in Ames or?
I have no family. My wife and my mother was the last of my family. I'm all alone in this world. And I'm dying too, so I don't give a f. I really don't.
Because you said you have a
A lot of
tumor.
sense, huh?
Is that what you said? Sorry to hear that.
The entire, matter of fact, these are the doctor's words, not mine. It's the largest they've ever seen. They don't know how I'm walking around. But it's the same thing they said when they said I'd never use that arm again, too. That's the one I used to take that mother head apart tonight.
Wow.
Do you feel you went overboard tonight?
No, sir. I didn't go overboard. I did what I had to do to get that big fat off of me. He outweighs me by 120 pounds. I did what I had to do.
And this seemed to be all detectives needed as well. It was clear as day. David was a cold-blooded killer. However, as they were about to wrap up the interview, David would make one final chilling statement to everyone in the room.
I'm not sorry for what I've done. I did what I had to do. I hope you gentlemen
Do you
understand.
need another tissue?
David spared no remorse to Christopher and wanted the officers to be fully aware of that. Unfortunately for him, the judge wouldn't spare him any remorse either, and David Sean Hunter would be charged with first-degree murder for the brutal killing of Christopher Swalwell. In September of 2021, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He would file for a mistrial later that year, but was swiftly denied by the court.
Yeah, my boys. You told it all.
Right. I don't know what in your mind made you think
Self-defense.
that was self-defense.
Far from it.
I think people feel like, oh, this person attacked me first, and I feel like they think just because somebody put their hands on them first, that it's deemed automatically self-defense. So in this case,
as soon as you get to a situation where you can put a barrier between you two,
and you was able to do that, and you chose not to, and you went to retrieve a weapon, and then you went back to the conflict, it's no longer considered self-defense. So
y'all really, certain people really got to start educating themselves on the law, since they feel as though they know the law.
Yeah.
Majority of y'all have absolutely no clue what the law is.
Oh, so.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Really start educating y'all damn selves. Just who you are in life doesn't give you justification on certain things.
Yeah, rest in peace to Christopher, but that's crazy.
That's stupid crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Weird, man. But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comment section down below, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts and opinions about it for us down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me.